Hey y'all. So I have gotten way behind on YouTube videos. I still do want to do the what sold videos each month because that's what I find most useful to watch, to see what's currently selling, how much it's selling for, what seems like a reasonable price to pay for it, how long it takes to sell. All that info still is usually what I seek out first thing. So I am going to continue with these videos. I do notice that my Nordstrom Rack videos are the ones getting the searches, but I'm hoping that these will pick up. I think it's just because I'm so new to this. And I still love doing Nordstrom Rack hauls. I think I went once or twice since my last video and I didn't actually record it. I didn't realize that those were kind of my best videos and really what people were searching for, so I will continue those. But in terms of reselling, what sold still is my number one search, so I'm hoping that they become a little bit more popular, but we shall see. So my last video was what sold in the first half of October. So we're just going to continue on with that. This will be the second half of October. I have, let's see, 18 items to share. 3 are actually the same item, so I'll just condense those. They did sell at slightly different prices, so I'll just mention that. Yeah, without further ado, let's get to it. Number 1. So these are full leather gloves by UGG. They are men's gloves and they are the Capitan style. So I got these via wholesale or liquidation. I use those terms interchangeably. I paid $5.98 for these. I listed them at $60 and I listed them in May. So definitely not the time of year that you would be wearing them. They sold late October, so October 27th, so it took 160 days to sell. It sold in the season that people would be using it, or right before the season people would be using it, so it makes total sense to me. These sold for $40 via offer. These were the first pair of gloves, I think, of the season to sell, and they were full leather and they had retailed for quite a bit, but since they were kind of the first of the season, someone sent an offer for $40. I didn't even bother countering. I just went ahead and accepted. So I made a profit of $26.02 on these gloves, which is good for a pair of gloves. They're really nice ones. Okay, number 2. This cardigan, I adore. It's so colorful and out there, and it has different mixed prints. So it had paisley and leopard and kind of like a lacy print, and I just liked how colorful and fun it was. And it also was a wool blend. So this came in a liquidation box of actually pre-owned items, and they called it, I want to say a branded box or something. So it was supposed to be kind of nicer brands in this box. This is Acme and Kim, which is sold at Anthropologie, so I do consider it kind of a nicer brand. I definitely am picky with what I would pick up from a thrift store in this brand, but since it came in the box, it was no choice of my own, but I actually loved it. It was probably one of my favorite items out of the box. So I listed it for $60 and it sold within 4 days, which was really quick. It did have a flaw on the sleeve, so I did disclose that, and yeah, it was still in really good shape for being a wool blend. It didn't seem shrunken or anything. So someone sent me an offer within 4 days for $45, which was $15 less than asking. I went ahead and accepted. My cost of goods on this piece was $5.18, which left me with a profit of $30.82. So not bad. Okay, next up, 3 of a kind. So this is a crop top that I got at TJ Maxx. I had it in 2 different sizes, extra small and medium. And I got them all listed the same day, which was September 27th. I listed each one for $65, and they all sold in a relatively close time period. So one was 20 days, 26 days, then 27 days. So all pretty quickly. They sold for, two sold for $50 and one sold for $45. So relatively close to there also. That was all from someone sending me an offer and either us going back and forth or just like outright accepted, because I think some had sent 50 and I just accepted, and then I want to say the 45 was like trying to get it for like 20 and I was like, not gonna happen. Anyways, so I think we went back and forth and landed on 45, which I was okay with. And I paid $16.76 per top. So that left me with anywhere from $16 to $23 profit. So not too bad for a relatively quick flip. And then, I don't know if I said the name of it. I'm going to go back to that. So these tops are House of Harlow 1960, which I have seen a lot at TJ Maxx. I'm not entirely sure where it's sold. I want to say Revolve, but don't quote me on that because I'm not positive. I know some things from the brand can do well, other things sometimes don't. I feel like that's the case with any brand, so just be sure to do your research. This one, it was a really pretty like neutral color. They called it Frosted Almond. So, yeah, I liked it. I would pick it up again. Okay, jumping to number 6 is another pair of gloves. So these were probably what, second of the season. They are by Barbour, which is an expensive brand. They were also leather in a chocolate brown color, and let's see, again, listed in May, sold October 20th. So about 156 days to sell, which is quite a bit, but again, the right season. I listed them at 60. Someone, okay, this was offered a liker. So the Posher VA that I use, which is like a automated bot that sends out offers once someone likes an item, it sent out a 10% offer, and that was accepted. So it sold at $54, and is that 10%? Whatever. It sent out an offer. And I had paid $5.98, which left me with a profit of $35.50. So that's really nice on like such a small item that doesn't take up a lot of storage space. Yeah, I've been liking selling gloves and accessories this season for sure. Okay, next up, number 7 is another pair of gloves, but these were actually donated by a family member. So these are vintage. They're, I think, from the 80s, and they are by the brand Honda, but excuse me, it said Honda line on them, which I think is just kind of what they used to call it. If I don't know, I could be totally off on that, but they were also leather gloves, but these were like motorcycle gloves that went all the way up to your elbow almost. And I thought they were something special. I found someone had them listed on eBay, I want to say like $140 or $150. So I had started out pricing these about the same, and they just weren't getting really much traction. So I kept relisting them and kind of slowly dropping the price. And the last time I had relisted them, I listed them at $90, and someone sent an offer for $54, which I just went ahead and accepted because they had been listed for 219 days, which is longer than I'd like. So I was happy to just get something, and since they were donated by a family member, my cost of goods were $0, which left me with $41.48. So good return. Okay, number 8. This top, I feel like I talked about the same top in a different video. I'd have to look back to see which one it was. I don't quite remember, but I had multiple of these tops. It's by ALC. It's 100% silk. It was a really nice top that I thought would do much better than it did. It's the Lori snake print blouse. I had listed at 100. This was after listing higher than that for a long time, not getting what I was looking for. So after 456 days, long time, over a year, someone sent an offer for 55 on this top, which I went ahead and accepted. The reason I was kind of holding out on this, or these tops, is I had spent $50 per shirt, which was high, but the retail was like $348 and they were new tags, and it was kind of like brand, I don't know what to call it, like blinded by the brand. So it was like my first time finding ALC, and it was new tags and had the Barney's tag and was hundreds of dollars. So I picked up all 3 tops, and I think they've all sold by now actually, but it took hundreds and hundreds of days, over a year, I think, for almost all of them, if not all of them. And since I had paid $50, my return on this was negative $6. So I lost $6, which is a bummer. However, I'm happy to recoup most of the costs that I spent on it. And that's much better than giving up and donating it. So I was happy to get most of it back. Moving on. So this is number 9. These are some cute little booties by Tom's. They were suede upper with like a perforated detail. The style was called, oh gosh, Dia? D-E-I-A. I have no idea how to pronounce that. I listed them October 13th. They sold in 4 days. Really quick sale, which was great. It was on eBay. So I had listed them at 45. I don't remember if it was via offer or full price sale, but I do know that it sold for $55.10, including shipping. I had paid $13, and then after shipping and fees, etc., I profited $21.73, which is not bad, especially for a quick flip like that. Let's see, number 10. This came in liquidation wholesale. I got a bunch of new tag items. I paid about $2.75 per item. This was one of them. It didn't have its brand tag attached, but it had a TJ Maxx tag attached. So I went ahead and just left that on, photographed it with that on. I think I listed it for actually really close to what TJ Maxx had it priced at, and it didn't sell for TJ Maxx, which is how it probably ended up in this box. But this sold actually really quickly. Let's see. Yeah, okay. So not quite as quickly as I was thinking, but still quickly nonetheless. So 17 days, which is less than a month, less than half a month, or a little over half a month. And I had listed it at $45. It sold full price on eBay. So it's this Katie Todd 100% wool poncho. It had like a zip detail at the neckline, and it was like an Aztec kind of geometric print. It was cute. It sold for $55.35, including shipping, with me paying the $2.75, and then after fees and shipping, I profited $32.20. So not bad. Okay, number 11. This is another pair of gloves. A lot of gloves sold around this time. These are UGG, and it's the Wrangle style. Leather upper, faux fur lined black gloves. I had listed at $60. They sold at full price, and it took a while again, 155 days, but I listed them mid-May. They, with the $5.98 cost of good, and they left me with $42.02. So that's, I think, the highest return of the glove so far. So UGG for the win. Okay. Number 13. No, number 12. I almost skipped one. These are some Frye boots. So the style is the Renee short boot, and they had kind of like, it's called an oiled suede. So it looked like more worn than it was. It's kind of meant to be that way. These came from a thrift store. I did pay up for them. Excuse me. I listed them at $75. They sold 79 days later. So I listed them about early August. They sold late October. Not too bad. I'd like to see a little shorter, but it's still within that 90 days. Excuse me. They sold via offer. Someone offered $60. I went ahead and accepted. It had been a good amount of time. I was ready to see them move. 15 off didn't seem unreasonable. So I had paid $38.74 for these, which is quite a bit. And it didn't leave me with a huge profit. My profit was only $7.54. This Frye, I feel like I usually have high sales with. So this may have just been a miss with the style, or like the price. If I would have paid less, I would have had a bigger return. But usually with Frye, I usually have around this cost of good and then a higher return. So I'll still pick it up, but I know others talk about how it's a hit or miss too. So just like anything, do your research. Number 13. These are adorable boots. I got these 2 pair of Hunter boots together. This was the second pair to sell. They should not have been included in the offers that I sent out because I actually did lose money on them. But I just kind of took the loss because it was my fault for sending out such a steep offer on these when I shouldn't have. So these were the matte navy blue waterproof. They were the tall rain boots. I had listed them at $100, and 16 days later I was sending out mass offers on my closet, and I didn't like go through each item and send offers. I just did it on the whole closet, and I did 40% off. And usually this is totally fine. Usually I have things marked up like high enough that it's not an issue, or my cost of goods is so low that it really, like, I hardly ever lose anything whenever I do mass offers. This was not one of those instances. So I did pay up for these. I paid $53.49, and with the 40% off, they sold for $60, which left me with negative $7.21. So I recouped most of what I spent on it, not all of it. Just kind of a lesson learned on my part. But yeah. Next up, number 14. So this came liquidation wholesale. This was all the brands Sporty and Rich. And this one specifically is a Serif logo hoodie in a peach color. And I expected this brand to do a little bit better. That is probably on me. I did do like research of comps before I got the box, and then I saw someone else raving over it, so I thought like it was a no-brainer. However, they are selling, but they're not selling high compared to the retail of the item. And they've also not sold very quickly. I mean, they've not been terrible, but they are taking, the majority of the box that I got is taking a while to sell. Anyways, I listed at $85. It sold in 30 days, so 1 month, for $67.10, including shipping. My cost of goods was $12, which left me $33.29. So not bad profit, especially liquidation and wholesale is relatively easy. It's less time sourcing, less gas money, etc. Like missing those days that you just find nothing, you know. It's just an easy way to get inventory. Usually the return is not as high, but you kind of expect that. And I don't know, I've just really been enjoying sourcing that way also. So yeah, next up. These, I know I've mentioned in past videos, another pair sold. These are the Gani recycled rubber city boots. These are brand new, came from Nordstrom Rack during one of the sales. I listed at 200, sold in 36 days for 100. I know comps were, some were like similar priced, like a lot of them were at 100, some were much higher than that, like up to 200, even maybe 250. But after 36 days, someone sent the 50% off, and I just went ahead and accepted. My cost of goods were $59.15 on these, and that left me with $20.85. Usually my metric is that I would like to profit at least $20 per item. That usually goes for like what I'm hand picking. So that's like Nordstrom Rack, thrift stores, etc. With liquidation, it kind of depends. I still would like to hit that, but I don't necessarily expect it. Yeah. Liquidation, I'd say most of the time I probably hit it. And those that don't hit it are like a small number of a box or of a like certain amount that I get. So yeah. I feel like I'm rambling and I apologize for that. Moving on. Number 16. These are also from the Nordstrom Rack sale. I paid $16.10, so these came from that like $15 sale. And they are All Saints leggings. They were like this faux leather, super duper shiny black leggings. And they sold within 2 days of listing, which was great. Someone had put together a really interesting bundle, I thought. They had put together some really expensive items, so like this All Saints leggings. They put together a Monsi skirt, which I'll talk about in a minute. And then they put together like a Boohoo blazer, which is like fast fashion, and some other things. And I thought it was an interesting mix of things. Some were part of like a 5 for $25 sale, and then there were these like other really expensive items. So they're like 5 for $25. I don't think they had 5 of them, but I think they had like 3 of them, so I called that $15, and then I think I did 30% off of the All Saints and the Monsi skirt, and they accepted. So I think altogether, I don't quite remember what it was. I want to say like $320 or $350, somewhere in there. But I was super happy to see that they accepted, because I honestly didn't expect it. I feel like I get a lot of offers on bundles, or I send out a lot of offers on bundles and hardly get acceptance. So that was great to see. Anyways, these All Saints leggings, I had listed out $150. Again, they sold within 2 days. So they sold for $108, and with me paying the $16.10, I profited $69.17 on these, which was a great profit for sure. Next, number 17. So these came from the Nordstrom sale. However, it was a red tag clearance sale, and it was 60% off of shoes that had the red tag clearance. These were in the red tag clearance section, but I did not notice that the tag was not a red tag until I had got home. I already took the stickers off, and I was going through my email because I get emailed the receipt, which if you're not doing that, I do recommend. They will email you the receipt, and it has stock photos and style names. So it makes it super duper easy to find the information for reselling. So all that to say, I spent way more than I thought I spent on these. And I was basically just trying to recoup the cost because I had already removed the sticker. And I guess I could have returned them because they weren't red tag. I think the red tag items were non-returnable, but this one would have been had I noticed prior. All that to say, they're super great shoes, and had I gotten them for lower would have been great because I would have made a bigger profit, but at least I didn't lose money. These are the On Cloud Venture shoes. They are the waterproof version, and they're in this really, really pretty deep green color called Juniper Sea. I had listed these at $150. They sold after 25 days via offer. Someone offered $130. I went ahead and accepted, and I paid $99.07 for these. So I made a profit of $4.93. So glad I didn't lose money, but I definitely would recommend getting them for a lower price if you come across these. Okay, last but not least, number 18, like aforementioned, is the Monsi skirt. So this I got from a consignment store, and I saw it, I want to say like a week before I actually got it, maybe just a couple days. And, or maybe I saw it on their online webpage. I don't remember. I saw it somewhere and I didn't recognize the brand, but it looked designer. So I looked at Monsi, found out that it was like two designers who worked for, oh gosh, I don't remember, some big designer. For lack of knowledge, let's say Dolce & Gabbana or something like that. They were designing for them, branched off, created their own brand, and their retail prices are insane. So you'll know, because it'll be next to my head over here, I want to say retail was like $1,200 on this skirt. And comps were kind of all over the place, and there actually weren't a ton of comps. So I priced it at $250. I know that's like a huge jump from the retail price, but without like a lot of data, I wasn't sure how it would do, and I was kind of just testing the waters. So it sold really quickly 4 days after listing in that bundle. Sale price was $180. I had paid $63.76, and that left me with a profit of $79.11. So really good return on this. I would pick it up again. I was kind of surprised by the skirt was unlined, and then it also had like a mesh see-through flower applique on it. The fabric did feel nice, and it was this newspaper print and had like all this stuff printed on it. So I thought it was like a really unique piece. I think the one thing that surprised me was the fact that it was unlined, just because I feel like $1,200 skirt, I could see like lining it and like leaving out the floral part if you like wanted that to be see-through in your design. But I was just kind of surprised that overall it was like an unlined skirt for that price. But nonetheless, super cool skirt. Would totally pick up the brand again if I come across it, especially even though it was higher at the consignment store. I want to say it was 25% off. And the person who checked me out was saying that like a lot of people had tried it and it just like didn't work for them. And I'm not sure if that was like because it was unlined and like the floral part was kind of see-through or whatever it may be. So I was hoping that when she said that, like it was still gonna sell. Thankfully it sold really quickly. So yeah, that's it for this video. This is the second half of October, what sold over $40. Tune in for my next ones. I still have a lot more coming at you to catch up. So thanks for watching. Have a great day.